Buy it, fix it, dumpster diver edition. I was out in the car and I was driving past this skip and I thought, is that a weather station? So I had to pull over and go and have a look, and lo and behold, we've got a weather station on the top of this skip. So I thought, right, I'll rescue it, we'll take it back to the workshop and we'll see if we can repair it. This is the one of the main parts of the unit. I've already removed it from the pole that it was on, and I've discovered something quite interesting about the pole that was on as well, but we'll cover that at the end of the video. This part here is supposed to have a, it's like a funnel type arrangement on, and what happens is the rain goes down the funnel and it ends up in this bucket here, and when the bucket gets full of water, it then tips, the water goes down this hole here, and then this one starts filling up, and then when that one's full, it tips, the water goes down there, and then it starts filling this one up. And what we've got at the bottom here, you might just be to see, there's a reed switch just down there, and on the bottom of this arrangement, which I'll take off shortly, you can just see it coming into view there, there's a magnet. And what happens is, every time it cycles backwards and forwards, the magnet makes the reed switch contacts close like that, and that sends a signal to this part here, which is the transmitter module, and that's how it detects how much rainfall has occurred. In the bottom of this part here, in this stack, I think there's a temperature and humidity sensor, but I think all this will need stripped down and we'll clean it all up. Also on the transmitter part of it, which is here, apparently I've already removed the battery because it was flat. There's a super capacitor there which charges up with the solar panel, which is missing as well, so I've had to order one of those. And the super capacitor keeps the unit running overnight when there's no sun. It kind of uses it like a battery, and if there's no sun for a while, then it falls back to the battery that's usually installed here. So let's see what's wrong with it then. So I'm going to remove the transmitter part first. Let you slide this pit up, and then the transmitter part just comes off. I've already unplugged the plugs, and they go in through the bottom of the unit here. So I think I'll just put this to one side for now, and then we'll have a look at this part. Now I was going to take these buckets off, which I think we may just be able to pull that to one side like that. Pull this pin out. And try and get these to one side of it. There we go. So I'll take those away and we'll clean those. Now you can see the reed switch in the bottom there I was talking about. Just going across there. And on the bottom of the unit, that's the magnet. Right, looks like we've got to remove these 3 screws here to get this part off the stack below. Right, as you can see, it's quite a bit dirty. So that's the that's where that plugs into the control unit here, and it's all marked up. There's you know, you can see there UV, solar, rain, and wind, and TH, whatever that is. Right, we'll just put this rain sensor out of the way and we'll have a look at this part now then. Complete with leaf. So this looks like the temperature and humidity sensor. We'll just zoom down a bit. Yeah, it says there, temperature humidity module. Now, I don't know whether that's still working or not. It looks like it's covered a fair bit in dirt, so we'll clean it up and we'll see if it works. Right, I think what I'll do, I'm going to take all these parts away, I'm going to clean them all up, and then I'll be back after I've done that.
A few moments later.
The cleaning is complete. I say they look a lot more shinier now. Now I did notice on the, I don't know what you call these, plates or discs or whatever, it looks like there's spaces for other sensors, and perhaps that's things like the, I don't know whether it would be the UV or, I don't know, I'm not 100% on that. There's also on this bottom stack here a place for another sensor. When I was looking at the temperature and humidity sensor, I was trying to clean it and accidentally pushed some of this mesh stuff in. But you can actually take the sensor apart, so I've took it apart, cleaned all the mesh stuff on. And I was having a look at the sensor here, and I'm not sure if that's a bit rust or something on it, whether it's got some corrosion in it, so we'll just zoom in a bit. So that's the temperature humidity sensor there. And over here, I'm not sure if that's just discoloration on the silicon, or whether water or such is getting in and corroded it somehow. There's not many markings on it, it's just a B62 there, and I guess the little slit there is where the moisture enters the device, and that's how it measures the humidity. There's nothing really much on the back of the board. I think I say it's 1000% cleaner than what it was. I don't know whether this silicon stuff had kind of deteriorated or what, but it was all black and powdery. You couldn't actually see anything through it, but you can actually see the wires coming through it there at the moment. Right, we'll reassemble this sensor then. Well, it looks like this mesh stuff, you can just fold over the top of the plastic bit here, in theory. That might be easier said than done. And then kind of pop it in here. Something like that, I guess. Right, where does that want to go in? I'll try that side first. Right, there we go. I notice all the screws are stainless steel as well, which is quite nice, because a lot of stuff that's cheaply made for outdoor use, they just use things like normal steel screws and they just rot to bits after a while. So you can tell it's fairly good quality, this. And see, I think these units, a complete weather station, I think they retail for about £1,000 or so. One thing that obviously I didn't get with this was the actual display, or console as it's called. So I've actually purchased one of those off eBay, and a faulty one. So we'll have to repair that as well if we can get this part working. Right, so that's the sensor back on. There's a little bit of water on there for cleaning. Just get rid of that. It's actually cleaned up not so bad. Maybe easier to put a screw through first to try and align this. Now this cable needs to feed underneath as well. Right, we'll just put these rain tipping buckets back on. Like so. Right, I think we're done with this part now. And we'll have a look at the circuit board next. Oh, this is the transmitter, ISS, which I think stands for Integrated Sensor Suite. Copyright 2009. So I'm not sure how old this unit is. Now, I think we need to undo those 4 screws, and that allows us access to the rest of the electronics. There we go. Now this thing here is the supercapacitor that gets recommended be changed after a while. The one I've got is slightly bigger, and I've tagged some wires on it already. So the idea is we'll just snip those legs, solder the wires onto where the original legs went, and we'll just glue gun it in place. So that's my plan with that. Can't really make out what those chips are. I'll just see if we can zoom in a bit more. Looks like some kind of microcontroller there, and that looks like some kind of RF transmitter IC. There's some dip switches there for setting the ID, because you can have more than one weather station connected. TH21. I wonder if that's a thermistor or something for measuring temperature, maybe. Then why is it going external one? I'm not sure on that. That's the solar panel input. Like I say, I've purchased a new solar panel to go on because the outer case lid was missing. So hopefully the circuit board actually works in this. Right, we'll start by removing this capacitor, I think. And it is a 2.7 volt 10 farad supercapacitor. And the one I'm replacing with this is a 2.725 farad, because apparently some of the forums recommend replacing it with a slightly larger one, and it obviously lasts a lot longer in case you've got lack of sun. Right, I'll put the soldering iron on, and we'll solder this on. Just turn it around that way a bit so I can get a better view myself. And I'm just going to add a bit fresh solder first. Right, so that's that bit done, and I'll get the glue gun on and we'll just glue that in place round about there. So the glue gun's hot, and we'll just stick a splodge of this down there, and then hopefully that should should just stick down like that. Yeah, I think that should be okay like that. Let's tuck those wires in a little bit. So, I don't know whether this transmitter board works or not. Now, I've got a new battery to go in as well. See, I've got a couple of Duracell CR123s there. Zoom out a bit. I'll just open these up. Pop this battery in, and I believe switch number 4 is test mode. So when you switch that on, there should be a little indicator light flickers. Oh, there we go. And we're getting a brief flash on that light there. So it appears that this is actually transmitting, which I'm surprised. Right. I don't know whether it transmits, whether all the inputs are okay, but I mean the conformal coating looks okay. I can't see any signs of corrosion or anything on the board, so like I say, it might actually be okay, the transmitter part. Right, put the cover back on. Right, so that's that bit taken care of. The next part that I'm going to have a look at is the anemometer, I think it's called, for measuring the wind speed and also the the wind direction. So I shall just go and grab that bit and put it on the bench. So this part measures the wind direction. Underneath here, this is attached to a shaft of a potentiometer that doesn't have a stop, you know, like on a normal volume control where you turn the volume, let's say there, then it's, you know, goes to maximum, then you can't turn anymore. But this potentiometer doesn't have a stop, so it just continuously can turn round and round and round. And what it does, it measures the unit measures the resistance of the potentiometer, which it then translates into the wind direction. Now, the wind cups, which measure the wind speed, were actually missing off this, and the way that part works, let's get something to point and I'll just zoom in a bit. We've got a shaft here with a bearing at the bottom of it and another reed switch. So on the wind cups there's a magnet, and the wind cup's attached to this shaft, and as it spins round, the magnet makes the reed switch close and gives a pulse to the unit, and depending on how many pulses or, you know, per second or whatever, that's how it measures the wind speed. Right, so I've got some wind cups that I've purchased here. So I've got a new set of wind cups there. They were about £20, and you can see the magnet just in the bottom of it there, or in the top of it. So those should literally just go on like so, and they're just held in place with an Allen key. So if I just snip those up like so. Right, let's see if those work. Yeah. And I can hear the little reed switch. I don't know whether you'd be able to hear it on the microphone, but I can hear the little reed switch going tink, 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 tink. I'll try putting it next to the microphone a bit. And you might be able to hear that, you might not, I'm not sure. But so that should be all that's needed for this part of it. And I think the next part is going to be to build it all back up and put it back on the pole. Right, so I'm going to start putting the transmitter and that back on here now. Right, so how did this bit go back on? something like that, and then this bit sort of slid in. Right, so I need to plug the cables in. See the cable through. So that says rain. So I guess that goes there. Ah, TH, temperature, humidity. That's what that means. Right, so that's those two in. I guess the excess cable could just go under here somewhere. I'm going to give this seal just a quick clean up, because I've got the replacement solar panel to go on there, and I've also got the bit to go on the top as well. But I'm going to plug the wind speed in. So wind goes into that one. Right, that's that done. And then there was a piece of foam that just goes in there to keep all the bugs out. Right, so I'm just going to give this seal a quick clean. And I've got some silicone grease that I'm going to put on it just to help it a bit, just in case the rub is a bit perished. Got some silicone grease. And the solar panel has got this connector here that plugs into there. So I can see that side, so I can see if it's going on. Right, so that's that bit all done. And I've got the top bit to go on now. And that should all be all this unit all rebuilt. Right, that's a little strain just to stop leaves and things from getting into the rain gauge, and these bits around the top here, they're bird spikes to stop birds perching on it. So that's pretty much what it looks like now compared to what it did when I first got it. Alright, so get this out of the way then. Now this is the pole that the unit was on, and one thing that I noticed, there was a funny looking sensor thing that was through the middle of it, so I tried to pull it out and there's a wire on it. I thought, what's all that about? So there's two screws at the top, so I undid those, and this bit on the top just turns. I don't know what that was for. So anyway, I took the two screws out and I decided to pull it out. was like, what on earth is this? It actually turns out that this whole thing that was in the pole is actually another weather station. I'll just zoom in a bit so you can have a look. Let's turn it round. So yeah, it's got on here hardware design. So I had a quick search on the internet, and this is a weather station that was made in the 1990s. We've got a processor here, a Toshiba, let's turn it around so we can see, a Toshiba TMP 80C35AP-6. We've got a couple of ICs up here, and I believe those are for RS-232 communication. We've got a voltage regulator there, and a couple of diodes. It looks like one of them's overheated slightly where it's connected to the circuit board. We've got a ROM or EEPROM, which obviously must hold the program for the weather station, and that's the RAM with a real-time clock. We've got a ADC analog to digital converter there, which must be for reading things like the temperature and humidity. And then we've got another couple of op amps here, which I guess must be for the boosting the signals from either the rain or the temperature sensors and that and stuff. Now this top bit that was spinning around, there's actually a bearing in there that you can just see. It's rather rusty and it's a bit thingy, but this was for measuring the wind speed. There used to be some cups apparently attached to these bits, which looks like they've been cut off, and when this bit used to spin round, say obviously the bearing's seen better days as well, when that used to spin round, there was some opto isolators in here that were used for measuring the wind speed and I think wind direction. I don't know where the wind direction bit is, unless that's this bit, which rotates separate from the top bit. Yeah, actually, yeah, that would make sense. So this part must have been the wind direction, and the top part must have been the wind speed. And obviously this bit's seized up. Yeah, it is actually moving a bit there. Yeah, so that's how this used to work. So quite interesting, I thought. A weather station, well, 2 weather stations for the price of 1. So yeah, there was somebody on the internet was restoring one of these, so I don't know whether this may be of any use to them. Well, it was a couple of years ago, and the RS-232 part that I mentioned earlier, that used to transmit probably down this cable here, down the pole into the back of a computer, which used to run the software for logging the data. If there wasn't any computer available, or if the computer wasn't asking the unit for the data, it used to be stored in this until it was requested. So yeah, all interesting stuff. So the second part of the video is going to be where I look at the console that I purchased off eBay for spares or repair, which is faulty, and we'll put the weather station up and we'll check that it all works. Well, if you enjoyed this video, please give it the thumbs up. If you want to see more like it, please subscribe. Any comments or questions, please leave it in the comment section below. And as always, have a great day. Thanks for watching.